it's your girl JJ and I am back with another video. Y'all, I am back with another story time. I don't even know what I'm going to title this, but before we get into the story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all, we at 1100. Okay, so y'all, in this story, this is going to be about, dang, it's so much in this story, y'all. I might make this a part 1 and a part 2. I'm not sure yet. I don't even know, but this is a long story. In this story, we're going to call him Cash, my ex-boyfriend. We're going to call him Cash because that man was about his money. He did not play about his money. So, and I'm going to give y'all a little history between me and Cash. Y'all, me and Cash was together for so long, but we would break up to make up all the time. So, we was always fighting, arguing. This was the most toxic relationship. This was one. I've had 2 toxic, like bad toxic, like to the point where it was just like, why are y'all together? Toxic relationship. And this was the number 1. So, around this time, me and him were broken up. It had been probably like a good month since we seen each other, talked to each other, and it was just like completely just like we were finally gonna just be done with that relationship. Fast forward. So I'm at my best friend's house. We just chilling, smoking, because that's what we did. We used to have fun, y'all. We used to really just be just vibing. So Cash hit me up and he just like, like, what you doing? Like, I miss you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like, I knew you would miss me because, they always miss the ones that are good. They're gonna, if you're a good one, they're gonna always miss you. But in the back of my head, I'm just like, I knew you was gonna call. Okay, so yeah, he's basically telling me like how he misses me, he wanna see me, if he can pick me up. So I'm like, all right, yeah, you can come pick me up, I'll be ready in an hour. So I get ready, I put my little best fit on, which I thought was my best fit. Y'all, I couldn't dress back then. I tell him like, I'm ready. Y'all, he comes swoop me up. He see me. He just like, dang, like I really miss you. Like I ain't gonna never find nobody like you. I've tried and like nobody is like you. And I'm just telling him like, yeah, I'm sure, like, cause I was really good to him. Like even though we was toxic as hell, I was so good to that man. Like I was great to him. So we riding around, we go pick up some more weed, like he go drop some stuff off. We go to the mall. He took me to go buy whatever I wanted. Oh, I'm getting my little stuff and I'm happy as hell because I'm just like, yes, I'm getting my man back. Okay. He one thing about it, he knew how to get me back. He knew what to do to will me right back into that relationship. So I go up in all my favorite little stores, y'all. Forever 21. I go get my little shirts that I used to like up in Forever 21, y'all. I go up in Charlotte Russe. I go run it up in Charlotte Russe. Y'all, I was even up in Claire's getting some fake little, y'all, I used to get my little fake little jewelry from there in Forever 21. So I'm in all my little stores. I'm happy as hell. Then later in the day, he just like, like, you want to come back with me to my mom's house? So I'm just like, yeah, I already knew what it was, y'all. I already knew once I was going to his mama's house, I was gonna spend the night. Like that's just what it was. So I'm just like, okay, yeah. So we end up going back to his mom's house. I see everybody. I say hi to everybody. And I'm just like, like, I miss y'all. Da, 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 da. And, his mom like, dang, I really thought y'all was broken up for real this time. Like, it's been a month. Like, that's a long time for y'all. And I'm just like, right. Because, y'all, me and Cash used to be together with each other every single day. All day, every day. Like, that's probably why we were so toxic. We just talking and stuff, just catching up. I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, we really just, like, we just falling back on track. Like, okay, picking up where we left off. And, y'all, I was just so dumb and naive. Like, oh, that's all it took for him to tell me that he missed me. That's all it ever takes. That's the problem. That's all it ever takes. We go in his room, we watching TV, and, if you know, you know. But, yeah. So, I'm just texting my best friend, like, girl, yeah, I'm staying the night up over here. So, yeah. And she's just like, okay, girl, all right, that's cool. I'm happy for you, like, do your thing, whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'll see you in the morning. But he was like, I'm about to go to the store real quick. So I'm like, okay. And I'm just like laying there and, I'm watching TV. I'm just chilling, minding my business. Because that's, y'all, just minding my business. So then 10 minutes go by. 15 minutes go by. 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, like, where he at? So I call him. I'm like, where you at? So he's just like, oh, I'm still at the store, da 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 da. And I'm just like, and he rushed me off the phone. Like the way he rushed me off the phone, I was just like, okay, whatever. But new beginnings, so don't let that crazy, don't let your crazy switch, turn on. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not finna act crazy. Like whatever, he at the store. So I'm telling myself mentally, he come back, and when he come back, he just like, oh, you gonna chill in my room? And I'm just like, yeah, you know, like, why you asking? Like, you see me in here already, like, why you asking me, am I gonna chill in here? So y'all, that was already a red flag, but I didn't even think of it. I didn't even think nothing of it. I'm just like, okay, whatever. So he just like, oh, okay, well, my cousin about to come over, and you know, we gonna all chill in my brother room. And his cousin lived in a whole nother city, so he just like, yeah, I ain't seen him in a while, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not tripping. It's not like he had to leave and go somewhere else and he was just leaving me. Like, no, he was just going, you know, into his brother room. While he was in there smoking and drinking, I'm just like minding my business. I'm really just chilling. You know, I'm just happy to be there. Because y'all, this man really had me in the chokehold and I was so in love with him. 30 minutes go by. I had to walk past his brother's room to go to the bathroom. And I hear his brother saying like, oh yeah, he got a bitch outside. He got a bitch outside. And I'm like, who got a bitch outside? So I'm like, who they talking about? So, you know, I text Cash and I'm just like, when you coming back in the room? And he just like, oh, in a minute, like, I'm just grabbing something. I just went to the store real quick again. And I'm already thinking like, why would you have to go to the store again? You just went to the store not even like 30 minutes ago. Like, why are you going to the store again? So y'all, at that point, the crazy switch just flipped on. I'm just like, oh hell no, like this nigga's playing with me. And I'm like, oh okay. So I text back because I'm playing it off. So I'm like, oh okay, I'm about to go to bed. And he just like, oh, you're not gonna wait for me? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go to sleep. Like, I'm getting tired. Like, we had a long day. So he like, all right, I'm gonna come in there. Like, I'm gonna come in there. Even if you fall asleep, I'm gonna just wake you up. So I'm like, okay. Y'all, I put my shoes on because I'm just like, I know that this man is playing with me. Like, I just felt like he was playing with me because I'm just like, who else would his brother be talking about? Like, who else? Not the cousin, because the cousin was ugly. I know he ain't had nobody outside. And what would be his point to come all the way over here to have a good, like, I don't know, y'all. I just was like, I just didn't trust it. I don't care. I didn't trust shit. So, I go out, I go through the side gate, through their backyard. Like, I go out and I went through the side. And I'm like looking through the gate because I could see the driveway through the gate. And the only car I see parked outside was his mama car. And I'm like, okay, I know this nigga is not outside with a bitch. Y'all, when I got closer, I seen this man in the car. I ain't gonna lie, when I saw them, I took off running. It's like I flew there, y'all. Like, I flew to the car and I just started banging on the window, y'all. I want to kick the windows out. I wanted to jump in there, kick her in the head, kick him in the head. Like, y'all, I wanted to go psycho and I could not go psycho. Like, y'all ever be in a situation where it's like you want to go crazy and you cannot go crazy? Like, y'all, that's how it was. I couldn't go crazy the way I wanted to go crazy. I wanted to just, I wish I had a bat. I wish I had a rock. I wish I had a brick, something. It didn't even matter. I just wanted to beat both of them up with it. Like, I wanted to really break all the windows. Like, I was out of breath. I'm banging on it. I'm like, nigga, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up. You in the car with this bitch? Like, you got me fucked up while I'm in the house? Like, I just felt my soul leaving my body. Oh, that man reversed that car so fast because the car was on. So when I tell you he reversed that car so fast, I was so mad. And it's like I couldn't like kick the door. I couldn't like break the window. Like, I couldn't sock the window. I couldn't do nothing, you know, because this was his mama car. All I could was bang on the window. He is so lucky that was his mama car because let him have been in his car. I'm not the type that's gonna mess with somebody's car, but y'all, that day, oh my God, like, ooh. He wouldn't have had a car, let's just say that, because I would have tore that motherfucker up. Like, I would have karate kicked the damn windows out, jumped on the windshield, hell, started beating on my chest like Gaza. I don't fucking know, y'all, but I was gonna go crazy. But y'all, I wanted to, and then I wanted to run after the car, but what I look like trying to run after a car? I wanted to so bad. Y'all don't understand. I was so mad. Like, I was going crazy. Like, when I tell you, I was screaming at the top of my lungs because I was so fucking mad. So I go back in the house and I'm calling his phone, calling his phone, calling his phone. This man is not answering. He didn't answer that phone at all. So I get the house phone. So I got the house phone. I got my phone. I'm calling them at the same time because of y'all. Back then, I don't know why I thought tagging somebody lying. Like, I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I would get out of that. But I would call his phone from the house phone and my cell phone at the same time to try to, like, block all incoming calls. Because if you did that, you know, the person wouldn't get no call. But then it's like, it doesn't make sense because I'm not even going to get through. I don't know, y'all. I was crazy. I was crazy. So his mama like, Jay, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm just like, he had a bitch in your car and he drove off. And she's like, what? I'm like, yes, he had another bitch in your car while I'm here. He could have just left me alone. Like, what was his reason? Like, he could have just left me the fuck alone. So I'm going crazy. And she trying to get me to calm down. And everybody just like, calm down, Jay, like, calm down. And I'm just like, no, like, yo, I'm going crazy. Still calling from the house phone and calling from my phone. I'm just calling. Yo, I called that man for 10 minutes straight. I know he probably had like 200 missed calls because I don't know. It's just, I was so triggered and oh my God, y'all. I was really crazy back then. So I'm calling. Finally, I stopped. I took like a 5-minute break because I'm just like, oh, this nigga got me fucked up. Like, I can't believe I fell for this shit again. Like, I really fell for this again. Whew. So I stopped calling for like 5 minutes. I get to calling back for another 10 minutes. So I'm calling back to back. He finally answered the phone. And I'm like, Cash, you got me fucked up. You outside with another. Click. The nigga just hangs up in my face. Like, before I can even finish the word another, he hangs up. And I'm like, oh, y'all. At that point, all I saw was red, black. I don't know what colors I saw, but I know I saw colors. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to jail tonight. Like, yep, tonight is the night. It was nice knowing y'all, but tonight is the night that I'm going to jail. And I'm just like, no, this nigga didn't. No, he did not. So, I'm just so fucking mad. I go back in his room. I'm ready to destroy stuff. Like, y'all, I was so mad. I wanted to break his PlayStation or whatever the game said he had. I wanted to just throw it in some water. I wanted to go outside, bust his windows out, because I guess he thought that since he wasn't in his car, I wouldn't have noticed, because if I would look out the window, like if I would have went in the living room and looked out the front window, then I would have just saw his car, and you know, I wouldn't have saw nobody in there. But I guess it's like he didn't expect for me to go outside in the backyard and look through the other side so I could see a whole view of everything. Like, he wasn't expecting it, so he thought he was slick being in the driveway with a bitch. Like, he thought he was so slick. Y'all, when he comes back in the house, why this man come back in the house drunk? I'm just like, so you was drinking with, like, you wanted this bitch to feel special. I know you had the weed, so you had the weed, the drink, like, y'all was just big kicking it, like, you know, like, I'm not in the house, like, this is what you do, huh? So I instantly just hit him with a two-piece, just ding, all up in his head, did not give a damn. So, you know, we start fighting. That's all it took. He would fight too. So that's all he took. He would never hit me in my face, but he would just be kind of like trying to hold me down. But then sometimes he would push me. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he would push me. But the way I used to do him, it did not even matter. Them pushes, I didn't even feel them pushes at all. Like, I never felt them pushes at all. It didn't faze me. So we in there tussling, and I didn't care how drunk he was. His ass still, I didn't give a damn. Everybody coming there, and I'm just like kicking him, I'm punching him. So they finally get us apart. Finally pull us apart. And I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, like, you could have left me alone. Like, what was your reason? Like, why? Like, if you want to fuck with that bitch, you can go fuck with that bitch. Like, nigga, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I was minding my business. Like, I had a whole nother nigga lying, y'all. I'm lying, but I'm just like, I had a whole nother nigga, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he just like, man, I didn't do nothing with that girl. I was just using her. Why every time you catch a nigga up in a lie, he's always just trying to use that person? He's like, I'm just trying to use her for that bank shit. You already know I was just trying to use her for that. How would I know? How would I know that, sir? And I'm like, man, fuck you in that bank shit. Like, y'all, we going back and forth, and I'm just like going crazy. So then his mom grabbed me, and she's like, come on, Jay, like, come in the room with me. Like, just come in here and calm down, and just, you know, let's just talk, you know, until you calm down, because you're right now, there's no talking. Like, y'all about to be in here fighting, and I don't want y'all in here fighting. So I'm just like, whatever. So I go in his mama room, and I'm just like telling her, like, man, he could have just left me alone. What was his reason? And she just like, I don't know what's going on, but y'all can't be fighting. Like, whatever y'all got going on in y'all relationship, that's y'all relationship, but y'all can't be in here fighting. Like, I don't need nobody trying to call the police and all of that. So I'm just like, yeah, I understand, you know. So I'm calming down, because I'm just like, okay, I'm not disrespectful, but, you know, my feelings is so hurt. Like, my feelings are extremely hurt. And so then, you know, I calmed down, and I'm just texting my best friend, like, this nigga had a bitch over here. And she like, girl, what? I'm like, yes, he had another bitch in here in his mama car while I was in his room. And she like, hell no. Like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, this nigga got me messed up. So While I'm texting my best friend, he comes back in. He just like, Jay, let me talk to you. Like, come here. Like, let me just talk to you. And at this point, I'm a little calm, but I'm just like, no, this nigga didn't. Like, bro, you're weird. Like, why would you, like, what was your reason? So we go back in his room, and his mom, you know, she come in there and she like, don't be fighting, please. Like, don't be in here fighting. So I'm just like, you know, like, what you want? And I'm like, can you just take me back? Like, take me back to my best friend's house, because I don't want to be here, like, at all. I don't want to be here. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to be around you, because I'm ready to really just go upside your head with a cast iron skillet. So he just like, calm down. Like, I didn't do nothing with her. That was just this girl, you know, that I met, and she was gonna do the bank stuff, and this was her last day to do it. So, you know, I went to go pick her up, and you know, we was gonna just go do that bank stuff, but you scared her off. I'm like, yeah, but you could have just said that to me. Like, why would you just keep me in the dark? And, you know, we ain't been together, so it's like I would have understood. But instead of you just telling me, like, you want to be sneaky, and I'm like, that's weird. It makes me feel like you was doing something other than, you know, trying to get her to do that bank shit. And he was just like, man, no, it's not like that. Da, 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 da. I love you. That's why I came to pick you up, and I wanted to get back right with you. Y'all, just drama. Mind you, we had a good day. Like, the day was so, it was just like perfect. It was like one of those perfect days where you just like, okay, we about to fall back in love and, you know, regain our love back. Because y'all, I was young with me and him. Like, I was so young. So it was just like, and this was my first hood nigga. So, you know, I was not letting him go. He falls asleep. So when he fall asleep, I don't know what it was about me always cracking his codes. Like, he always kept the same code. It was always the same shit. But what he thought he would be doing, he thought he was so sneaky. He would take, because this is before, I want to say this is before iPhone. Well, at least before I had an iPhone and he had an iPhone. So he would take his battery out his phone, and he'll leave his phone like by him, but it wouldn't be on the charger. So that was already like, that already would let me know, like, okay, you took your battery out your phone. Like, y'all, he would literally take his battery out his phone because he know that I would always run through his phone, and he know I would always know his codes. So I'm looking for the battery, and I'm like, damn, where this nigga put the battery? So I'm looking, you know, but I'm trying not to, you know, move too much, because I'm like, damn, I don't want this nigga to catch me like looking for it. But if he do, I'm gonna play it off anyways. Shit, I'm gonna act like I'm asleep moving. I don't give a damn. Sleepwalking, sleep talking, sleep looking for some shit. So I find the battery. This nigga got the battery under his pillow. Like, literally, like, he had two pillows. So under one pillow was like in between the pillows. So I was acting like I was like cuddling with him, but I was sneaking my hand like up under that goddamn pillow, y'all. One thing about it, I could have been like a CIA agent or something. But anyways, so I get the battery. Boom. Put the battery inside the phone, cut the phone on, put the code in, because I already knew what the code was. It always had something to do with a 7. So, yeah, I put the code in. Instant messages, you know, all type of messages. I'm looking through his shit. I'm looking. He got little, what was that? It was this one site back then. It was a dating site. I can't think of the name, but he had that. I'm just like, oh, this weird nigga. Mind you, I know we had been broken up for a month, but it's just like, still, I don't give a damn. Nigga, I'm trying to see what you got going on up in here. So I go through his recent messages. I see the messages from the bitch. And she just like, mind you, y'all, they had a whole... This ain't nobody he had just met, okay? This is somebody he been was talking to even when we was together before we broke up for the month. So I'm just like, oh, this nigga think he's slick. Like, okay, you think you slick, but you ain't slicker than me. So I'm reading the messages, y'all. Let's just say that they was more than just goddamn friends, okay? In the beginning of the text thread, this is what she was saying, like, you know, like, oh, you hit me up, you still got that same girlfriend that you got and that you had, or whatever fuck the bitch was saying. He just like, no, we've been broken up, da da da. So I'm just looking at the messages, y'all. They didn't, you know, he didn't pick her up before. She didn't been to his mama house plenty of times. Like, I'm pretty sure his mama know exactly who I was talking about. So I'm just like, no, this nigga did. So at that point, y'all, I did not want to be there. I got the butterflies in my stomach, y'all. I'm ready to go. Y'all know y'all get the butterflies in y'all stomach. The next you know, y'all got to use the bathroom. That's how I felt. And I'm just like, ooh. Like, I'm over there just like tearing up. I'm just like, no, this nigga did it. Like, oh my god, he been lying. I'm just constantly looking through the messages, right? But she was just basically like, I don't give a fuck about that bitch. You mine now, whatever, handle that, then come pick me back up. What? Like, girl, what? Hold on? Like, what? Like, well, you don't, okay. Play ball. So y'all, back in my day, I didn't give a damn. I'm calling you. I'm gonna call you. Okay. So I step up out his room. I go in the garage. I call her number. Instantly, she pick up. Hello. I'm like, you weird ass bitch. Yeah. Oh, what you thought that nigga was gonna drop you off and come back to you? No, bitch. And so I'm going back. I'm cussing her out. Y'all, I'm going in on this bitch. Like, I'm really just going in. And she's just like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. Da, 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 da. You mad because your nigga had me in the car? You look stupid, banging on the windows and da 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 da. But I bet you ain't gonna touch me though. Y'all, she was a bold one. When I tell you she was a bold one, she was a bold one. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, all right. Constantly still cussing her. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, yeah, but I bet your ass gonna do that bank shit, bitch. And when you do it, he gonna give me some money off of it. Now what? And she was just like, I don't give a fuck. Da, 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 da. Y'all, we just cussing each other the fuck out. I'm going hard though. Like, I'm going hard. So she hang up the phone. I call back. She don't answer. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I take her number and I put it in my phone. Cause I'm like, this bitch got me fucked up. Bitch, what's wrong with you? So even though I know, y'all, I know I should have just left him alone, but I couldn't. We was together for so long. I just felt like he just was, I owned him. That was mine. He would spoil me. Like, he would spoil me. He would buy me literally anything I wanted. So it was just like, I was not letting him go. Like, no, this was like my perfect man that wasn't perfect. He had some issues, but it was just like, no, you're not getting him. No, boo, this is my man. Y'all, I go back in the room. I'm mad. I am so mad. I'm like ready to just sock him in his head. Like, I didn't give a damn about him being asleep. I'm so mad. So, you know, I took a few other numbers down, and, you know, I got a few more information and put it in my phone. Took my little pictures of shit too, because, you know, sometimes you might forget what you saw. So I'm taking pictures. I'm doing all of that. It was a message that made me really, really hard. It was this one female, and it was like, I don't love her. I want to be with you. I don't even like her like that. Like, I wish me and you was together. I don't even remember what all this said. All I saw was that, y'all, I lost it. I completely lost it. And I headbutted him. Y'all, I dead ass just, oh my God. I was really crazy back then, y'all. I headbutted him so hard that he started bleeding. And I didn't give a fuck. Like, I just was like, whatever. Like, I was just that mad. Like, I was completely that mad. And when he was like, what happened? Like, what happened? What happened? And I'm just sitting there looking at him like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But y'all, he was so drunk that I don't even think that he even knew what was going on. Like, he did not know what was going on at all. Like, he ended up just laying back down and just like going back to sleep. And he, mind you, he had blood on his shirt. It wasn't a lot of blood, but it was enough blood. Like, it was enough to be on his shirt. So then I take the battery out the phone, put the battery back, put the phone back. I'm just like, no, this nigga didn't. Like, oh, so you making it seem like you using her whole time. This is somebody you been fucking with, like, when we were together fucking with. So I tried my hardest to just go to bed. Like, I tried my hardest, but I just could not sleep, y'all. I'm tossing and turning. I'm just like, oh. So I finally go to sleep. Next morning, the next morning, he was just like, you know, we was talking about everything. He was just like, what? How did I get this blood on my shirt? And I looked him dead in his eyes and I said, I headbutted you. The look in his eyes was just like, I can't even say it was afraid. It was more so like, oh, hell no, this bitch is crazy. He was just like, I can't fuck with you no more. You too crazy for me. Like, you headbutted me. Like, you could have killed me. Like, you headbutted me in my sleep. Like, I was drunk. And no, hell no. Like, I can't even fuck with you like that. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you got me fucked up. Like, you was outside with a bitch, but you trying to flip it on me. Like, that's one thing a nigga would do, is try to flip it on you. So I'm just like, you trying to flip it on me, but you was in a car. You was in your mama car with a bitch. But you're mad because you came in the house drunk and I headbutted you. Like, you lucky I didn't headbutt that bitch. Like, you lucky I didn't try to fight both y'all at the same damn time. But y'all, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I started crying because I'm just like, you know what, one thing you're not about to do is flip it on me, because I'm gonna flip it back on you. So I started crying. I'm just like, well, you did this and that, and da 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 da. He was just like, hell no, I can't fuck with you. Like, he was standing his ground too, I will say that. But I ain't give a damn, because it's like, nigga, the nerve of you to try to say that you don't want to fuck with me no more because I headbutted you and your nose started bleeding. But you had a whole nother female in your car when you had me in a house. And y'all, I probably wouldn't have even like I probably wouldn't even have took it that far if I would have never seen the messages like, how you telling the next bitch that you don't want to be with me, you don't like me, you really want to be with her? Like, and this wasn't even a girl that was in his mama car. This was a whole nother girl. Like, a whole nother female. Y'all, he ended up dropping me off at my best friend's house, and I ain't gonna lie, he was driving crazy as hell to get there, but I didn't give a damn. I'm like, whatever, you know, if this is the end, this is the end. But yeah, I got to my best friend's house. Y'all, that man skirted off. He didn't give a damn. I was texting him, calling him. He was not answering his phone. Y'all, I was just crying, telling my best friend everything that happened. And she was just like, best friend, why did you headbutt him? And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm easily triggered. Like, I'm easily triggered to just, you know, my crazy just kicks in so fast. But y'all, he didn't answer his phone for like a whole day. But he did answer the phone the next day, and we did get back together too. So I wasn't that crazy. But y'all, I got so many story times about me and Cash. Oh my God. This ain't nothing. But y'all, that is the end of this story time. I hope y'all like this story time. I know it's kind of like long, but I hope y'all like it. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all. Bye.